is the number one most important thing that you have taken away or that has stayed with you going through this, like this focus group today?
I think the powerful thing about this CD really is that it gives kids a great conversation piece to talk about respect, to talk about being a professional in a language that works for them. I think that it also gives them an opportunity to own it for themselves and interpret the song and decide, what does it mean for me right now? You know, and what does being a professional mean in first grade versus being in ninth grade? And I think that the CD gives that opportunity, and I think that conversation piece is probably the most important thing. You know, as a teacher, I am continually trying to find ways to engage my students, to inspire them, to motivate them, and I think that a lot of these songs, they do that. They do that for me. They make me want to be an inspired teacher. And I think that when you have an inspired teacher, and these songs are the inspired teacher by an inspiring person, then your students just latch onto that. You know, kids want that. They gravitate towards that energy, and I really think that the CD does that. You know, I've heard a few of these songs a few times, and I still love Journey. I love it more now than I loved it the first time I heard it, and I heard it back when she wrote it. Yeah. And I think that students will have that same experience, that they're going to hear it, and then they're going to love it, and then they're going to love it more, and then they're going to love it more, and that message about staying with something for an extended period of time, I think that that's really powerful. It's like, how can we get students to like really engage in what they're doing now at such an early age and then remember it for their life, right? Yeah. When you can teach those lessons at such an early age and then just continue to build on them and let them grow, that's what the CD does. It introduces the conversation that I'm still having at my age.
And I wish somebody would have told me back then, the sooner you learn it and the better you get with it, the easier it'll get.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, if you don't learn it, you're going to have to learn it at some point if you want to be a functional human being.
And it's not just learning it, it's like owning it. Like, what does it mean to own respect for yourself and to own respect for others? And that's my biggest thing as a teacher. I'm like, so you know the word, you know what it means, but you're not owning it, you're not doing it. You don't mean it for yourself, you don't fully mean it for others. And to have that conversation now and then have that child grow with that early message, I just think is dynamite.
Yeah, definitely. So if you could only have one age group to share this with, what age group would you choose? You can only choose one.
I think that 3rd through 5th grade is a really great opportunity to really start the conversation, because they have a fair amount of language skills. I think a lot of the vocabulary and a lot of the songs would be quite appropriate to explore with spelling and with meaning. And I think that at that age, they can really start to take ownership of those words, respect. Like, we tell kindergartners what respect means and we show them how to respect, but do they own it? And I think a 3rd grader knows what it feels like to be respected.
Yeah.
And when they're being respectful of others. And not just nice, respectful. It's different. We teach respect to kindergartners, like nice and you're being polite, but it's so much more than that. It's about, right? It's about inside. It's about what it means, what respect means inside.
Right.
So I think 3rd through 5th grade would be amazing.
Okay. Where do you see this album going?
I think that having been in the classroom, I would use this in my classroom for sure, in transition time, to start a morning message, to have a conversation in a language piece. So I think it has great ability in the classroom, but I also feel like the song Journey just has an incredible opportunity to reach so many people in entertainment, in the movies, in college fairs, and schools who are really trying to inspire people and places where they recognize the journey, right? Like, you are this now and we love it and we can't wait to see what you're going to be. Those companies will love that song because they will see that student who's inspired and then they're excited to watch them grow.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. I really didn't even have to say anything. You're nailing exactly, things that I may not even have thought of to put in words. So, any last words of advice or, any last thoughts or things you want to just say?
Having known Joy for a really long time, this project is inspiring to me. So I feel like with this album, I think the feeling that resonates with me is inspired, right? And because it's coming from an inspired person and the message is supposed to be inspiring and motivating, it's doing exactly that. And giving it to companies and people who believe in that message, the journey's endless, right? It's endless. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to have my son come here and say, I was there when she wrote Journey. Like literally, my office was in the room when she was writing that song.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.